back to the Mazdaspeed platform to modify and make power, simply because I've taken that platform to the limit already. I've gone down that road. It would be pure just nostalgia to do it again, and quite frankly a waste of money and time. The community in that platform are cheap. They don't acknowledge the value of what you put into the car. Honda, it could be said about any community, but the Honda community knows what it takes to make a 6, 7, 800 horsepower car. Mazdaspeed community, they're just trying to keep their damn KO4s from blowing up, and it's not spitting out, the third, cylinder 3 rod. It's just aftermarket support is unmatched. The engine volumetric efficiency of K series, K20, K24, cylinder head, the block design, it's just aftermarket support is there, man. Parts availability, I can order stuff, boom, there. You got all kind of camshaft options. Tons of companies building short blocks, long blocks, connecting rods, pistons. You got camshaft upgrades galore. If I want a lock VTEC, there's companies that make locked VTEC naturally aspirated or turbo cams. There's off-the-shelf options. It's endless. There's affordable options. There's baller options. There's transmission upgrades readily available. There's tons of support and people who work on these cars because of the following. Because there's money to be made in the platform. So of course, guys who want to offer labor to do engine builds, transmission builds. I got differential upgrades galore. If I want a sequential gearbox, I can even do that. Standalone support galore. I don't have to worry about direct injection, intake valve clogging, all kind of other crap, and direct injection fuel limitations, which are not supported still in 2024 with the Mazdaspeed 3 platform. They have no support there. We're in 2024, there's still no aftermarket direct injection support for a larger DI injector. And if you need more fuel, you're having to do this piggyback setup, which I did. I was running 8 injectors, not in a cool way, like you do on a Honda, where I need to make 1,200 horsepower reliably. Let me run 2 injectors. I'm running 2 injectors because the stock ECU has no aftermarket injector support, and the stock ECU cannot control the DI past a certain limitation. It's not there, guys. The support is not there. I can even all-wheel drive K-swap this car with enough money. You know what I'm saying? Your wallet is your limitation with anything, right? All right, let me do my log pool. Stop talking my shit. Hopefully it looks. Turbo got significantly louder. I know it was making more jam. Damn. Shout out to Brian, my tuner. You find a good tuner, you find a good builder, you find a good resource, period. you stick with it until it shows you otherwise. I worked with Brian on my last car, the Coupe. I was the first guy who said, hey, can you tune me on the dyno? And we remote tuned while I was on the dyno. And I thought that was dope. You know, he was live tuning on my laptop with the car, and that was just dope. But yeah, fueling is the limitation of the Mazdaspeed 3. The stock ECU is the limitation of the Mazdaspeed 3. Cobb access port hasn't been modified beyond a certain point in a long time. That's unacceptable when you're trying to be competitive in the aftermarket. And you had programs like Mazda Edit, VersaTune. They were being, available. And they weren't much better than Cobb access port. Matter of fact, they're probably more sketchy. But apparently, you could have little higher rev limits and things. But yeah, I couldn't go down the path. The only car I'd be interested in that I hadn't tried yet is the Mazdaspeed 6. But its all-wheel drive system is pretty limited in comparison to even the K differential and the K, transfer case support. There's no support for that system. You got transfer case caps, you got a diff holder upgrade. That is it. I had a friend, Abdul. He may see this, he may not. He's not even into that platform anymore, not in the cars anymore. But this dude went to the limit of the Mazdaspeed 6 platform. I never saw any.
It's boosted, obviously. You can see this big, massive turb ski on the back. So what can you tell me about that?
Okay, so that turbo setup is a Precision 6466 turbo with .82 AR hot side housing. I've had it for another 4 years as well too.
Made anybody take it as far as he did. Really put in work with that platform and pushed it to the limit. This guy was just loyal to that platform. But even he had his limits, I think, emotionally, where he's just like, or logically, I've hit my wall here. The Mazdaspeed platform is good for it's a good street ripper, about 380 wheel. You know what I mean? Beyond that, do not invest there if you want to go all out. I even see guys do pulls, and I just see how their engine responds to similar turbo setups on K, and it's just not the same. You got that split-second controller, hoping that shit stays working. Got the watt box, hoping that shit still stays working. Bending exhaust valves because the ignition cut on it is, and the split second fueling is just wonky. So they got these big explosions after each shift, pow, pow, every shift. That shit doesn't work well for the engine over time. You see a K-Series car, unless it's got up pipes, it's not shooting flames and explosions after each shift. We like that, but not on every shift. That's an indication of inefficient fuel burning, fuel consumption, and combustion. So that is what it is. But shout out to y'all for watching. We'll see how long I keep this one, man. This motherfucker, I'm a fan, bro. I'm a fan of this build. I didn't turn the log off, FML.